Hey, welcome
Hello,
back,
hello.
everyone, for another Between Two Beans. Uh, this is 21, I think.
22. 22.
22.
Yeah,
My bad.
that's all right. We skipped last week. We had
That
we had
is
some
true.
odds and ends going on, I guess. Some of us were around, some of us weren't.
Yeah, some of us weren't around.
Some
My hair looks horrible right now. Oh,
That's why I always wear a
I
hat.
gotta fix my
It just
hair.
keeps
I
me.
know not everyone can see me. Some people
That's true.
just listen, but my hair was horrid, so I had to fix it.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Well, I appreciate the setup because I said I always wear a hat, right? And so I always have
mm,
this hat here. Oh, that's a cool
mhm.
look. And
Nice,
little
nice.
little foresight. So
Yes, it is. Mine is right here. Maybe
nice.
I should be wearing it, but I don't like wearing hats with this headset. So
I gotcha. Yeah, I actually we'll get into it, but I have some swag sitting right there.
yeah, you do. I got some too. Right here.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah,
So in case you can't
it's
tell,
empty.
we're going to be getting into some Alexa Live conversation tonight. But before we do that, we need to say goodbye. We need to maybe pour one out for our good friend the Google.
No,
The
I
Google,
I
yeah,
won't
we
actually.
don't want to waste it. We don't want to waste it on this. But yeah, we found out through the Alexa community Slack channel um, that Google Actions or conversational actions, which are basically the skills of the Google world, are being sunset. So they will be no more.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to search for this. I tried Googling it, and I actually had trouble finding this topic. So like
Mm-hmm.
there, I didn't find like a blog post, didn't find a news report, didn't find a story. Um, but I'm gonna read basically. I'll kind of go quick about this, but this Slack post that one of the members of the Alexa Community Developers channel posted was it says this. Says, Dear Actions on Google Developer, today we made the announcement that we'll be sunsetting conversational actions on the Actions on Google platform with turn down planned for a year from today on June 13th, 2023. So a year from now. It sounds like no more skills. Kind of weird.
Actions.
Or yeah, actions.
Actions.
Whoops. Uh,
So Joe said that they got an email as well about it. So I'm guessing you had to had to have an action in the store or whatever it's called.
mhm.
But I could be wrong because I actually have an action started, but that's as
Okay,
far as I've gotten with an action. So
gotcha.
I didn't get an email. Maybe I did, and I just didn't read it.
That's possible. But it looks like Joe got an email about it as a
Yeah,
developer.
yeah.
Um, so then it kind of breaks it down a little bit. It says, how does this change affect me? And basically, it's business as usual until June 13th, 2023. You can create, edit, continue to develop. I guess you can advertise for them, and you'd be good to go.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this June 13th, 2023 date, users can continue to invoke and use your actions until that date. After that date, users will be informed that the action is no longer available.
Mm.
So, so here's what I did find out though is that things like Google turn on my lights or Google what's the weather, uh, Google tell me a joke, those types of things will also continue to work. So it's not like you bought your smart speaker or your Google Home or what have you, and it's just dead in a year. It'll still continue to work. You can still play your music and all that stuff. but it is just not going to have these actions, which makes me wonder. I wouldn't think that like playing Google Music or Play
No,
Music would be an
that'll be fine.
action. Yeah, that would be
Also,
okay.
any built-in already items, even like cooking with a Google device, I'm pretty sure that's going to be fine,
Things
unless
like your
it is
timers and
a
stuff.
third-party action.
Mhm.
And
You saw that too, huh?
uh,
Oxygen
um,
Box says, "Guess I'll have to get my cat facts solely from Alexa." I guess so. Man, that's
yeah.
brutal.
So anything baked into the Google Home platform, you can
Mhm.
also do the home automation as well.
Right, right.
So turn on the lights, whatever,
Your timers
all
and things like
that
that.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We'll still be able to utilize, but not all of them, because we have an article on that too.
Well, yeah. So before I jump into this other thing that I found when I was trying to figure out a few more details about this story,
Hmm.
but I lost track of what I was going to say. Um, you're still gonna have your functionality that's going to be there. That's great. It's not like a dead on arrival. Um, so one question I have is I don't know why. I mean, what's the maybe a revenue thing? It all comes down to money somewhere, I'm sure. Um, but kind of a money thing, maybe. Or this kind of reminds me of when Cortana, for the Microsoft side of it, when it kind of sunsetted as well. Because
Hmm.
everybody bought these Harman speakers, these smart speakers, and they had like the blue light on them and everything. They ended up giving people who bought it like a $50 credit because they only got to use it for 6 months. So kind of a weird little story here, but it ties into this next piece that I found. And this was, I'm going to find it here. This was an article on Android Police. And it's Android Police, for those of you who don't know, is basically like an Android phone or Android platform blog. And so they cover news stories on that. And this comes from an article on June 2nd that says Google is getting rid of the assistant's location based and assigned reminders. So, what that means is, let's say I go to, okay, this is a perfect example for, yeah, it's crazy. But, so this is a perfect example of one of the reasons I would actually utilize the Google Assistant is for its mobile kind of geofenced
Yeah.
notifications, right? So when I
Hmm.
was little, right, and I first got my driver's license, and I would go and I had to drive everywhere when I was getting my license because I just make up excuses to drive,
Of course.
you know. So,
Yeah.
for example, I would go to Graham's house, right, and I'm there, I eat dinner, her house, whatever, and she's like, "Call me when you get home," and I'm like, "Okay, got it," and I would always forget, right? But if I had this, now when I get home from Graham's house, it would alert me, it would pop up and say, "Hey, we're reminding you to call Graham," right? And I can't do that now. Like,
Mm.
previous child me is heartbroken. So, uh I don't understand. I don't know what the logic is of that. Um I could see that being used quite often. I don't have the numbers or the data behind it, but I figured that'd be something that was utilized fairly frequently. But they're also getting rid of assigned reminders too. So saying something like, you know, Google remind my wife or whatever, Sarah, and then to make me a sandwich, and then I'm gonna get in trouble. But that's gone. So
uh,
well, it's not gone yet, but no one knows when it is going to be sunset. Um, the article here just says that they've reached out to Google for comment as to kind of the behind the scenes why, and when. So I don't know. Google Assistant, Google in the voice space, kind of, I don't want to say on the down slope. I'm not sure. I just
No,
have no
it's going
idea.
down.
Yeah, it is. It is. I just don't know why.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know either. I mean, they have such a big
mhm.
um uh
Market
not
share,
influence, but
presence.
share market share. There you go.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
word. They have a huge market share. They got the Google Home. They got
mhm.
the Android mobile or Auto. I mean, or is
Yeah,
it Google
yeah.
Auto?
Android Auto. Yeah, Android Auto. Yep.
I mean, so much that the assistant can be utilized in.
Mhm.
I just used it yesterday in my
Yeah.
car. So I mean, it.
Well,
I don't get it.
looking back to our conversation a few weeks ago, I said the mobile aspect of Google Assistant is when I would use it. And
Yep.
now they're taking away features that I would use it for.
Hmm.
Have I? No, but I might have someday. But that's what I'm saying. And now I can't have it, so I don't know. Um, I don't know if they're gonna pull it into another app. I say app, so to speak, but like if they're gonna pull it all into Gmail. So you have
Yeah.
a Google account, then you have
Which
Gmail, and then
this one stated
mhm.
something about Gmail.
Right. They
Uh,
have Gmail, and then they have a Google Chat app, which I've never used. So I
Never
don't
even
know
heard of
if
it.
no, no. So I don't know if they're pushing that. You kind of take away certain features out of something to give a boost to something else. I'm not sure, but it's kind of interesting. I'm not real sure, but Joe says that at the max, Google Home only accounted for 10% of my voice customers. That's not that big of a market share. Agreed.
No, I
I
would
agree.
agree.
Yeah.
I would. When I said market share, I was more stating like uh, uh, the auto and the mobile.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And even mental presence. You know what I mean? I don't know how big Amazon is. I mean, I know AWS is huge, but like, I don't know how much um, Amazon is outside of the United States as far as like in India, um, you know, other countries in Europe and different things like Australia. Is it big in Australia? I don't know. Um, so are they really, do they have that mind space that Google has? I just don't know. But I am reading Joe's comment here. The mail was
yeah,
pretty clear. We encourage app developers to build upon their existing investments by integrating their apps with Assistant via app actions. So they see voice as part of mobile. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. We're flipping. It's my fault. I have two different mind tracks going right now. I have that um, getting rid of the assistant location reminder thing, and I have the actions part of it. So they see voice as part of mobile, which makes sense. They really want to push that mobile aspect then. So
and
interesting.
I believe Joe is outside of the United States. I could be wrong, um, but um, but you say only 3 to 5% of your users are non-US. So that's interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
I
It's
think we need to have a deep conversation with Joe.
absolutely, absolutely. It's nice to have some of these numbers and facts and figures behind the scenes.
Yeah,
It's kind of things that we don't all really have access to.
this would be good information.
Yeah, definitely. Well, cool.
Anything else that you got on Google?
No, I've kind of beat that one a little bit. I just kind of
Yeah, I really have much either.
don't know.
I never really dealt with it.
Yeah, but these types of things kind of make me just not even consider it as much anymore. So
So we are going to jump into our meaningful conversation. So not we aren't changing anything up. We normally do a Bean Boozled and a Bean taste test, but the technology is not working for us lately. So we only have spilling the beans, which we just did, and now this is a meaningful conversation, which is about Alexa Live.
yes, yeah. So it is that time of year. So how long have you been attending Alexa Live, Will?
Every year.
Every
So
year? Okay.
uh, is it 4 years? 3 years?
I
I can't remember. I think it's 3 years.
was 2019 the first one?
I think so.
Okay. So I jumped in at 2020. That was the hat and all that, and then last year and then this year. So there was a
Okay.
year before I jumped into it. But for those of you who don't know, it is pretty much what Oxygen Box says. Yeah. Alexa pre-recorded. Yeah. Yeah, he's not wrong. Not wrong.
No, he's
Oxygen Box.
not. It's
So
funny.
yeah,
I
it's
never really thought of it that way.
true though. So it's interesting that the way the pandemic kind of allowed slash affected these types of events and made them all virtual. Because a lot of these types of so let me back up. Alexa Live is basically a conference. It's the WWDC for Apple. It's the equivalent of this. Whenever they have like their developer conference, this is kind of like that. They go over different things that are coming down the line, any updates to things that they have, opportunities to jump into trials or betas, basically, those types of things. So
Yep.
the way the pandemic kind of affected this, with everything going virtual, was, I don't want to say blessing in disguise. That's not appropriate, but it kind of made it convenient for everyone to attend. It's not an event
Yeah.
that they hold in Seattle. It's not an event that they hold in Wisconsin or whatever. It is
That'd be nice.
I know, right? Right. Well,
For
for
me.
you, for you, um, I'd be flying out anyway. So it's a virtual event,
Mhm.
and each year, I mean, I've only been going for 2 years, but I've seen the improvements year over year.
Yes.
Um, the first year, 2020, it was interesting because that was when everything was starting to really switch over to the online platforms. Um, they utilized a platform that allowed for kind of individual rooms, similar to like a breakout room, if you're familiar with that term, where in between these sessions, these pre-recorded sessions, they would have the opportunity for, if you selected that session, to jump into this room and just have a conversation. And it was just people from all over the world saying hi to each other, almost like you were just passing in the hallway if you
Yep.
were in a virtual event type of thing.
Right.
People that you'd never talk to because you're just like, I don't know that person. But this environment made it really conducive to just
Yep.
opening up a conversation.
Yep.
So
And
for
also the devs and the presenters are also in the chat.
in the
I was gonna say audience, but
same space, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
room, audience, yeah. Um, so
So
it's
that's pretty
really
cool.
good, yeah, really a good event. Um, so before So I kind of explained what it is, but not very well. So, Will, what would you consider it? Did I miss anything?
I was like,
Like a developer conference.
you
I
did it
mean,
way better than I could have ever done.
okay, okay.
But yeah, it is a conference, but it's a
Mhm,
virtual conference. And but you hit the nail on the head about the how it's very welcoming, and
mhm.
um it's like,
I
I
would
don't know
almost
what else
call
to say, but
I would call
uh,
it beginner friendly as well. Like,
yeah.
and not that it's only for like entry level people, like not that at all, but it has a
No.
low barrier to entry.
Yeah.
If you have never created a skill before, yeah, that's okay. You'll understand if
You
you're
can
familiar
still
with these
get something out of it.
concepts. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because, for example, I believe it was 2020, uh, Alexa Live 2020. Jeff Blankenberg opened that one, and he just started off with, "This is who I am." It's super easy to go guy, or easygoing guy, like super relatable, and he just made you feel welcome, even though it was a pre-recorded thing. It was just cool. The terms that they use are familiar enough if you've been in the code world or tech world for a little bit. Um, yeah, really, really low barrier to entry. Um, but the structure of Alexa Live is unique too, in that you almost have to select where you want to go and what you
Mhm.
want to focus on. So that's where that barrier kind of gets a little higher. If you want to focus on, like last year, gaming was a big topic.
Yeah.
If you wanted to focus on the
Still
gaming,
waiting for some of those.
yes, we are. Yes, we are. We'll get to that. Um,
Yeah.
but if you wanted to focus on gaming, you kind of had to pick and choose your itinerary and follow this path, right?
Yeah.
If I was more interested in how it tied into the cloud, then I was going over here, you know.
Mhm.
So there was
Unless you do like Gold Zulu
Gold
does,
Zulu. That's
and
right.
he has every video going at the same time. I don't know how he does it, but he does
It's
that.
crazy. 6 monitors. He's got like Wi-Fi streams, Ethernet cables running everywhere. His neighbors hate him just because he's taking up all the bandwidth on the street.
Yep.
But
Uh-huh.
but yeah, yeah. If you really want to do it, you could.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, you almost had to plan it out a little bit.
You
For
do. You do have
example,
to plan it out a little bit.
yeah. For example, there were times you and I were in the same room, and
Mhm.
we were following along, and I think what did we were messaging each other like, oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
like, ooh, keep your eye on this.
Yeah.
And then I would be in a different room, and we'd touch base and we'd say, hey, what did you check in on, or what was that about?
Yeah.
So it's kind of neat. It's a good experience for that. Um, the pre-recorded stuff, it's not the same as a live conference. So
Like
that's
us right now. Yeah,
right. I mean, just different. There's no
we get to give
crew
feedback right away
interaction.
with people, which is a unique experience.
Hmm.
Um, but like I said before, the presenters are in the chat, in the room with you,
Hmm.
quote unquote room, and they're there to answer questions. There are other people from Amazon there also to answer questions.
Yes, like
Sometimes
developer
they even
advocates.
follow up afterwards if they certain questions didn't get answered or not.
Right,
So
right. Yeah, one of the rooms that I was in before, they posted like a little FAQ thing, so
mm,
frequently asked
nice.
questions, and it just kind of covered the topic and kind of the basic things that people were asking about and or could ask about or what
Hmm.
needed clarified. So
Right.
really good. Um, what else have we experienced in the past? So topics range, like we said, a little bit of everything
Yep.
from what's coming down, what their plans are.
Um,
One of the
from
big things,
is a home Why can't I think of it? Creating stuff for homes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like the
Home skill
routines,
kit, right?
the home skill kit.
Yeah, like creating your own devices to work with Alexa.
Oh, yes. What was the term for that? It was because they actually after that created a whole separate section on the like your Amazon Alexa console for
Uh-huh.
like skill or not skill builders, but device builders after that.
Yes,
You're
yes.
right. Yeah,
Device.
I do remember that. Um,
So yeah, there's many topics about that.
mhm.
There's building skills. There's just broad topics, kind of like just talking about gaming in as an industry within Alexa.
Mhm.
Um, they had
Marketing was a big one that
yeah,
was there
marketing
in the past, like how
was
to
a really
get your
good one,
skill out there and stuff. Excuse
and
me.
also different. They just targeted like um, action no, links, action links.
Actionable links.
That's not
The
right either.
the in
I
skill
have
link.
action on my mind from Google.
Yeah, what do they call that?
Quick links, quick
Quick links.
links.
Quick links. That's right. Yep.
So they went in detail about quick links, which
Mhm.
if you don't know, it's just a quick way to get users to your skill via like a ad or if you're just dropping it in like a chat like I do sometimes.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah, and it was
so
neat. It was neat too, though, because when we kind of got into it with like the pandemic and stuff, everyone was streaming at the same time.
mhm,
So like uh, Justin Jeffries,
mhm,
he was streaming, and I was following his stream all the time, and then like you got to see him do a presentation, So it was kind of neat to see him in his natural environment there.
mhm,
Same thing. There was a ton of uh, Amazon employees that you actually felt a connection with, and then you could follow along with, and
right.
you know all their socials and things like that. So that was kind of a nice little piece of it too. Um, One of the big things that I was going to bring up was uh, the VS Code extension.
Hmm.
That was a big one, like the Alexa Skills Kit that
Yep.
was being ported over into like VS Code. Huge, big deal.
Hmm.
Um, and then they actually, correct me if I'm wrong, Will. After that event, they sent out um, interest surveys where you could get on a waiting list to potentially try out some of these new features that they were presenting about. Do you remember that?
Um,
I know they did it
so
last year for sure.
last year definitely
Yeah,
like everything was a
everything you
waiting
could
list.
do. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the first 2020, maybe it's only been 2 years. Maybe it
It
have.
might it might be only be 2 years. Yeah.
So yeah, in 2020, they did sent out a certain uh new features. You would have to be on a waiting list, and you'd have to meet all the requirements
Mm.
to get access to the future. And yeah, you just sign up for I think in 2020 it was just one sign up. In
Maybe that's
2021
what I
it
was thinking of.
was everything had its own sign up.
Yeah. Do you remember
And
the
I
checklist?
probably signed up for everything at least 3 times.
Same, same. They sent out like an email or something, and that got you into this portal that you logged into, and they were broken down into different topics, and then each topic had its own little like checkbox that you could tick and then sign
Yeah.
up for. And I was
Yep.
like, click, 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 click.
Yep. Yep.
Here's my
Yep.
info. Here's my info. Like, thank you, auto populate, because it was just like, I want this, I want this, I want this. And
Yeah.
then you get the email like, we received your interest in this.
Mhm.
And then did you hear back?
So I do have access to I can't even remember all the things. Um but one of them they released to everyone, which was uh you put me on the spot and I
I
don't
know.
remember
I know.
things.
Was that the uh was the AAP or the APLA?
No, not the APLA. That was
That was
already
different.
there, but
I'm trying to
let
think.
me see. Opening up a skill right now. The personalization. So you can personalize,
Oh,
which I still don't even know if it works yet. So you can
okay.
like have, let's say, if you and your son were playing Cards of Wonder,
Hmm.
they would know who was who,
Right.
and
Right.
you would have a skill for each of you or a game for each of you.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't know if that's actually working yet, but
Mm. One of the other things was I just found it was like Game On. I think they talked about something like that,
yeah,
and it
you
didn't
know,
really.
that's garbage.
Yeah,
We don't talk about game on
we
here.
don't talk about games. Sorry about that. Yeah, yeah, I know. That was the one I was thinking of. I was thinking of Game On. Um,
um,
yeah.
and then there was also um, uh, um, to phone, send a phone.
Yes. Yeah, that was big.
Um,
That was big.
that you had used is still on developer preview. I do
Mhm.
have access to it. I haven't done anything with it.
I've heard mixed results. I've heard
So,
mixed
I
things
mean,
about it.
I would like to maybe, send people to the review page or send people
Mhm.
to my website, whatever,
Yeah. Yeah, use
stuff like
cases are
that.
definitely there for sure.
Or
Um,
another thing is like uh um send people to my Twitter account.
oh, that's true. Yeah.
That would be really beneficial,
Hmm.
but
Like
I haven't
connect with
implemented
the
any of those.
developer and yeah, yeah, that's not too bad. Those are good use
Uh,
cases. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see what we've talked about in the past or what they have talked about in the past and kind of guess what they're going to talk about now. Um, I think there's always the improvements. Like they'll always talk about the improvements. We're always
mhm,
moving forward. We're always reaching for that next rung on the ladder and things like that.
mhm.
They never provide an actual roadmap. Of course, obviously, it's secret, awesome info, but they never really provide like their future plans exactly.
They do have actually, as you say that, they have all these breakouts right here.
Oh yeah, right. They have like an agenda for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They definitely have an agenda with the topics that they're going to talk about and things.
Oh, I
Which
see
I
what you're
guess,
saying.
yeah, I guess it does kind of give you an idea of where they're going. Like the
Hmm.
ambient intelligence. We talked about that before on our stream. I think it was like episode 14 or something like that. Um, and the different, uh, I guess, home things that they're talking about.
Hmm.
I see different pieces about matter, Philips Hue, Silicon
Retention,
Labs. Yep.
smartwatches,
Interesting. Interesting.
grow business with Alexa,
Right. That's that marketing piece
smart
that we talked about.
TVs. Uh,
Okay.
I wonder
So
what smart TVs.
I just have a Fire Stick, and that makes it kind of
Yeah,
smartish.
right.
Um, building smart
Smart
devices
device.
easy.
Alexa Connect Kit is
Connect
what I
kit.
was trying to spew out before.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Um,
So it kind of looks like they're going mobile.
new
I mean, they're
new
pushing
new
these
tools uh, for
high
creating
quality
skills.
skills faster. To me, that sounds like improvements on Blueprint. create high quality skills faster with new
Yeah.
tools and experimentation. That sounds like Blueprint. And being that they recently,
let's just get rid of this one right here.
but being that
Let's
they
not talk
recently,
about Blueprint either.
okay, even though on that one site that they did an improvement to, they did improve their Blueprint site recently. So that's,
Yeah, I know.
a thing. I know. I don't. Yeah,
But we did it.
we did it.
We did the thing.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't impressive.
Well, what they're gonna do, super awesome. Looking in the future, spoiler alert, is now I'm gonna be able to have I don't know, a custom background instead this year or this time. Oxygen Box says the real question is, will they send me the swag this year? You never got it. I heard a lot of people
I still
didn't
never
get it.
got it. You never got last year's?
Oof.
So you never got this?
You didn't get the socks. You didn't get the water bottle, the glass. No, the glass.
Any years?
What?
Oh. Well, Oxygen Box, I may hook you up, especially since you live in Chi-Town. If I get some swag this year.
Yeah, well, that's true too. We didn't even talk about that. Typically, when you register with like a business email and your info and whatever, and then you get the confirmation email, saying, "Hey, heads up, we'll send you more info in the future." And then there's like a third party, because
Email.
that threw me the first year. Like I got this random email asking for my info, and I'm like, boy, that sounds a little sketchy, But it was
Maybe that's why you didn't get it,
it
Oxygen
was
Box. Maybe it
legit.
went into your junk mail all these years.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised
Oh
there.
boy.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
surprised he's still getting an AWS bill. They know where to
That's
find
too
you.
bad. My AWS is like $1 a month, maybe $2 a month. So
Hmm.
whatever I'm doing, I don't know what I'm doing, so I can't tell you what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I'm not very helpful. Sorry.
Oh, I actually neglected to say this is a half day event, right? I think this is 4 hours, 4 hours.
Yes. Even though I asked off for the entire day, I have the rest of the day to process it,
Yes, yeah, you have to. You have to.
Yeah.
I don't get the credit emails either. The whole I I'm just messing. I don't think anybody gets those anymore.
I
Awesome.
actually do get the credit emails.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm not trying to rain on your parade at all, Oxygen Box. But I do get them. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah. So let's look at this real quick. So scroll up for me.
Yeah.
We'll hit the top of the list. I just want to review it real quick. So we've got a intro keynote, which looks like ambient intelligence. That typically sets the stage or the mood for what most conversations are going to be about.
Yeah.
And that kind of looks like what they're pushing for this year. Not that there's a typical theme, like we've said, but it does look like it's a little different. But here's where you can select where you're going to go. So at 11 a.m. in this agenda, you can either pick to build the ambient home together with Alexa, drive skill engagement and retention, or Alexa on smartwatches.
I'll be going there.
Which one are you going? Smartwatches?
Skill retention. Even though they'll probably tell me a bunch of stuff that I already know, I'm still going to go there.
I thought you would go to the smartwatches.
I wanted to go to the smartwatches too, but I need retention engagement.
Space Marauders on my smartwatch. Come on.
Nice.
But yeah, I would actually probably go to the engagement and retention as well. I think we're on the same page with that one. I feel like any Alexa on smartwatches news would kind of be more mainstream news that we could get elsewhere in a way.
Right.
Up close with Alexa Smart Home and Matter. Grow your business with Alexa and Alexa on smart TVs. For me,
It's either this one or this one for me.
yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards that as well. I like the idea of up close with Alexa Smart Home. I'm not too familiar with Matter, so I don't know. But
Yeah, me either.
I might actually do the grow your business with Alexa, just to, I don't know. I guess
What
I'm
I'm
leaning
thinking
towards that
there
marketing
is
thing.
it's like you have, let's say, my excellent Etsy shop here.
Hmm.
Uh, um, and I want to grow retention with Alexa via my Etsy shop,
Yeah,
or the other way around. So I think that's kind of what they're talking about there, but we'll see. But then also
yeah.
the smart TVs.
Um, I kind of feel like that falls into the Alexa on smartwatches kind of
Yeah,
vein. Um,
yeah, I
I feel
agree.
like if I feel like that's going to be like big news, and that we'll we'll probably see more blog posts and press releases, things like that on those. But then you're jumping into smart devices easily with the Alexa Connect kit, create high quality
Hmm.
skills faster with new tools, and Alexa on set top boxes, the new hub of the customer smart home. I'm so that does that mean see how Alexa can turn
Content delivery device into smart home hub. I'm not really sure
not
what's a
sure.
set top box.
I'm guessing it's kind of like a hub device. Um,
Okay.
Kind of like you have a main station that
Mm,
everything talks to
mm,
in a way. I don't know. My security system around the house has a main hub that it connects to.
okay.
So that's kind of what I thought it might be, but I don't know.
I just wanted to bring this up.
Oh,
I get the AWS credit emails. I retain them for tax purposes. Benefit in kind. That
interesting.
is pretty interesting. I like that
That's
idea.
true. True. Nice. For this
So
one,
I can write off all the assets I have for my games,
there you go.
and
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Uh,
Um.
I would probably do the create high quality skills faster.
Oh,
And if it goes
yeah.
into like blueprint territory, I would probably switch gears, maybe.
Yeah. Same.
Um,
If they talk about blueprints here, I'll probably go to here.
Now, if they're talking about new features, new tools, things like that in the console, like the AWS console,
Mhm.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me
I would
too.
that'd be where I want to be. Um, but Alexa low supply notifications and smart reorders build richer skill experiences with APL and Alexa conversations and multi assistant showcase. Um,
Okay, so this is going to
multi
be a
assistant.
Disney voice, whatever it's called.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yep.
I'm thinking that's what it is.
I think that's the line that they're gonna go for that. Yeah.
I'm interested in what they're going to talk about Alexa conversations. Um,
See, that's a thing that you hear all the time. Like it's like a buzzword anymore. Is Alexa conversation. Alexa conversations.
mhm.
You see it tied into like the AI stuff. Like if there's an article about AI, machine learning, and Alexa, you're gonna see the word Alexa conversations.
Yeah,
It's gonna be there. Um, and I feel like it's improved for sure. Um, I know I could take advantage of it much more efficiently or on a whole other level. But yeah, I think the APL side of it is
yeah,
interesting. I think that would be kind of what I'd be listening for.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, I already know it all. You know, such a know-it-all.
I know. Teach me, Obi-Wan.
But if they make conversations into easily handing off to your skill and back again, which before it was not easy.
Right.
Um,
Right. Yeah,
you
it
had
was
to
kind of.
know Alexa conversation coding to do it or something. I don't remember it. It's been like
Yeah.
2 years since I've touched it.
So to
So
me, it felt like having to jam puzzle pieces that didn't necessarily go together and kind of force them
yes,
together.
yeah,
Is kind of how it was
exactly.
for me. Um,
Or if they could implement the machine learning of Alexa conversations and have it work that you can like inject that into a normal skill if you kind of follow me.
so
Um
utilize it when you need it
yes.
in a way, like certain sections of your skill could jump into it, could really tap into it without
Yes.
having to really rewrite too much of it, I guess.
Yeah,
Like an
exactly.
existing, yeah. Okay. I kind of see where you're going with that. Yeah, this would probably be the one that I'd look at for this section here. The Alexa low supply notifications and smart reorders. Um, I don't use it enough personally. Um, like paper towels or something like that.
Yeah, I do
Um,
not.
I anything I need, I'm manually doing because I don't know. Just I feel like I want to know what the price is before I reorder it. Or maybe I didn't care about that brand, so I just want to switch gears and go to something else, or what have you. So it's something I would keep an eye on just to see because it's a feature that I may potentially use, not one that I would develop for, really,
Mhm.
me personally. But
Yeah.
yeah, so interesting.
Well,
But
that is
that's
all the
it.
breakouts, and I think all we wanted to cover for live.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there any other comments from the chat about Alexa Live? What you want to know, what you are hoping to get out of it, anything? Let
Yeah.
us know. Um,
Yeah, please do.
let me share the link again.
Mhm. So
There's that.
this is the registration link
Mm-hmm.
to sign up for it. So definitely recommend that. And are we able to share that
Yeah, I did
Slack
it
channel?
before.
Oh, perfect.
Um,
You beat me to it. There you go.
uh,
Nice.
I'm pretty sure we can. If
Yeah,
not,
yeah. AlexaCommunity.slack.com. Jump in there. There are amazing resources in there. A lot of pretty cool people. Just having a conversation and sharing knowledge, things that they've found, troubleshooting. I mean, feel free if you're stumped on something, ask a question. There are some pretty smart people in there. So,
there's
and even
and
sometimes I jump in.
Joe, I'm right there with you. If you find out that the answer to that, let me know because I want to know.
Yeah, agreed. He also, wait, where's this at? Joe
Just you
says,
cannot get in just by that link. You can't.
okay, can you do a search for it in Slack? Like Alexa, let me look at it real quick. Sorry. Let me troubleshoot on the fly. Um, AlexaCommunity.slack.com. I
Here,
can
I can probably generate a
I have
link.
an invite link that I can
You do?
copy. So
You
if
can
you
put it
click,
in the
I can throw it in the private chat. I
yeah.
can't jump into there. Hold on 1 second. Bam.
I just realized I was sharing that to everyone. But anyways, I
There
wasn't
you
really
go.
sharing much.
So if you can snag
You
that
shared it in the private? Okay,
I did,
perfect.
yeah. If you can snag that and throw it in for everyone, and we'll see if they can jump in. There we go. Were you able to copy and paste that? Oh, there we go. Sorry, took a second on my side. Yeah,
No, I was
we'll
actually
see.
reading Joe's other comment to rewind and go back to Google Home discontinuing their skills or actions is what they're called. The answer may be that there just isn't a viable business model. I can see that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Joe. We've talked about it many times on here. I've never been able to find an action for my Google Home. I can't find the store. If there is a easily accessible store, I'm not really familiar with it. So I think that's 100% it. It is very hard for a user to find an action on the store.
Yeah.
And I would say that I'm a pretty semi-smart person. So you think I should be able to find it. Semi. I said semi.
I was pointing to
Um,
myself, me.
oh, but yeah, I agree with you, Joe. All right, and also let us know if you can access Slack via that link.
Yes, please. Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up about the like business model thing, because the last thing I want to say about this before we jump off to our next thing is I'm a little disappointed looking at this agenda that I don't see anything specifically about the store. I have talked a ton about, hey, nice. I'm glad that worked for you. Like I said, sometimes we're half decent, we're smart. But I didn't see anything about, unless it's inside one of these grow your business with Alexa or drive skill engagement and retention. But I want to see a better skill store. I've talked about that a
Yes.
lot ad nauseum at this point, and I don't see anything about that here. I don't see anything that would really hint to it either.
You know, I just realized I didn't even get my notification for the office hours today. But maybe we also can bring that up in office hours as well. Even though, it's, you're not sure how much you can get through, but it's worth a try.
Yeah. I think if we go into it with some facts or some, these are our points why we're not just complaining, But yeah, Lex Alive 2022. It's coming up on July 20th. Yes, July 20th, and we hope to see
9
everyone
a.m.
there.
Pacific time.
Yep.
So that is 11 o'clock.
Yep, that puts it 11
Central
for
time
you
and 12 for you.
Yep, noon for me.
East.
Yep. Pretty cool. So we hope to see everybody there. If we cross paths in our different breakout rooms and things, feel free to say hi. We'll definitely love to catch up. So, but let's jump off to our Bean of the Week. So this section is where we just kind of wind down a little bit, talk about something that we picked up or found or use. It doesn't necessarily have to be voice related, but yeah. What do you have this week, Will?
So I was gonna have this earlier. Was it? I don't remember why I didn't share this. Maybe we didn't do it the last time. I don't remember. But anyways, so I'm actually an affiliate now on Unity. I've talked about Unity and their products all the time. The link I shared with you is for the asset store. If you are interested in any of the assets, please use my link.
Nice.
But I've not always, I get probably about 75% of my assets from Unity Asset Store.
Oh wow. Okay.
And most of them are 3D, even though I utilize them in a 2D manner. But still, you have to still make sure they are able to be utilized in a commercial setting,
Right.
and not just for your own whatever,
Yeah.
your
Edge
own thing.
entertainment. Yep.
But it is a great way to get a lot of assets for not a lot of money.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I highly recommend it for any of your games, even if it's voice or not voice, 3D or not 3D.
Nice.
So.
And they do sales and things every once in a while, don't they? I was going to say, I thought
So
that's
right now they have a made in the Ukraine mega bundle,
nice.
but also many other new releases. I don't even know what is in here. I haven't even clicked on it.
Huh.
So starting for $30, you get these 35. You get them. I really don't know how this works.
Yeah.
Oh, so you get
almost feels like
everything from this one and this one.
Yeah.
40, you get all the things,
like
and
tiers.
they are all made in Ukraine based publishers.
Nice.
So that's pretty
cool.
Cool. But yeah, they always have discounts and whatnot on their store. So
right. Yeah. Nice. I'm always on the lookout for adding to the library. I think I talked before about sounds. Like I have a sound library that just keeps growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, they got
And
sounds here too.
I could do the same exact thing with this. So pretty cool. I know we've talked about this in the past, but I'll definitely check it out again. Cool. Well,
mine.
Mine's not that exciting, but the weather's getting warmer and we're heading into summer here in the States. And I needed some like longer sleeve, just sun protection stuff for if I'm out in the yard, or I've been doing a lot of hiking and camping stuff lately. And I picked up a few of these. I actually have that blue color. I have it's kind of like an olive down a couple thing, but to the right one, there you go. I have that one, and I have the navy blue one. But
nice.
Yeah, these things are super comfortable. They wick moisture away, and they're nice and light and airy and everything. Now they don't fit me as nice as they fit that model on there, but these things are awesome for just being outside. Whenever you get like keeping the sun off you and everything. So like I'm hiking, if I'm in the woods or whatever, hiking through a trail and it's like cooler in the shade, this thing's perfect. A lot of like right now we're having like some campfires or whatever, things like that. And it's cooling off in the evenings. Like you'll get like 90 degrees in the day and then it cools off to like 60, and that temperature change, these are perfect for.
Nice.
So
nice.
They're really nice. I have nothing to complain about them, except that the material, it like pills a little. Is that the right term? Pilling?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. So if like you're hiking and you like brush up against a tree or something, it's going to peel it. So, but other than that, I really like these. Really, really like these. They're about what you're going to pay anywhere for one of these too. So
nice.
But yeah, nothing too exciting, but it does them pretty well. And might have to pick up a couple more. So
sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that,
yeah, I think that concludes our show today. If you haven't signed up for Alexa Live, please do. We don't get paid to say that. We just like it so much.
Yeah. It is worth it. Yeah. If you can spend some time.
It's free. So
That's true. We didn't even mention that. It's free. It's not like your typical, there are other virtual conferences that you have to pay for too. So
exactly.
yeah, it's free. Well worth it. Half a day.
Exactly. So try that. I don't really have anything else to say. I guess you can, as always, leave us a comment in below the videos, or you can at me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is WRONGHOLT. How about you, Kevin?
Yeah, feel free to have a conversation about anything and everything. Voices are our interest, but it really expands into other areas as well. If you have something you'd like to talk about, always up for it. Feel free to reach out to me at KJ Evans, EVANS 2787, and we'll catch up with you there. So other than
Awesome.
that, take care, everybody.
Have a good night.